Welcome back to another ministry website review. My name is Sammy. I'm here with Digivangelism, and we help progressive leaders of spiritual communities share hope, healing, and light online. If you follow us on TikTok, which if you don't, pause this video right now and please go follow us on TikTok. You know, we've been doing a bunch of ministry, church, website reviews. Today we have a very special website review coming to you because it's for a church that we have been connected to for quite some time that experiences worship and community in a different kind of way, an alternative way, and probably a way that most connects with Michelle and I. So we're especially excited to lift up Church in the Wild. Let's check out their website. And before we get too deep into their website, I do want to point out that on our homepage, digivangelism.org, you will see under services and done for you digital ministry that we do offer a complete digital communications review, which would be a more in-depth website review, a social media review, and much more intricate than what you're seeing here in these quick 10, 15 minute, or even 1 minute reviews. So if you're interested at all, click digital communications review and just fill out our form. Please help me on here and we will get to you as soon as possible. Additionally, if you're kind of freaking out about these videos because you don't have a website for your community, we also build digital community, digital ministry, church websites, and we can send you some examples of designs that we've done. We can come in and tweak what you have. We can completely rebuild. We can advise you. Let us know how we can help. Fill out this form. We'll be in touch as soon as possible. Okay, over to Church in the Wild. First thing I see is their name very clearly at the top left. Church in the Wild, an alternative worship and service community. I think that's a great phrase to describe them, and it gives me a little indication that, okay, this is worship, this is service, this is community, but it's alternative, so I need to be on my toes a little bit, right? It's not maybe my typical church. Following the Spirit through creation, adventure, and restoration. We love a good tagline. I think this is all very clear. I will say that I'm not seeing on this first look, without scrolling at all, I'm not seeing like when they meet. I'm not seeing how to contact them. I'm seeing buttons that could probably get me there. So let's keep scrolling. If I'm new to a church or a community and I want to learn more about what to do, first thing I'm probably going to do is click connect, because I want to know, okay, when do you get together? How do I get involved here? I need more details. But before I click connect, I want to scroll and just recognize that they do have their worship time here, Sundays at 4 p.m. and even the address on their homepage. I would say that that's a little hidden, and honestly, even just the fact that it is on a picture, I think that's a picture, I clicked, makes it maybe a little less accessible, like if someone's using a screen reader, or just a little, hard to see things, hiding that in the image like that. I would definitely recommend either putting the time details and the contact info like up here somewhere, or in the middle, or even at the bottom is fine, because if people can't find it at the top, they'll probably scroll down at the bottom. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to click connect because I want to figure out how to get involved with this community. First thing I see is I can join their mailing list and get 3 free nature backgrounds. And I was ecstatic when I first came across this because I love the idea of faith communities using like marketing kind of ideas, concepts, for their benefit and for their particular people's needs, and their purposes. So what do I mean by this? I mean, a lot of times you'll come across people that want your email address. They want to sell you something, right? That's like the marketing way of doing things. We as faith communities, we might not want to sell people something. We want to connect with them, right? We want to build the relationship. That's great. So marketing folks might say, hey, download this free thing. I'll get your email address and I'll keep contacting you so I can sell you something. Whereas a faith community can say, hey, download these 3 free nature backgrounds. You'll get I'll get your email address, and then we'll stay in touch. Build the relationship. Love that. Church in the Wild, thank you for modeling this. I want to lift this up every time I see it. I did wonder, and this is simply because we live in a very digital world, people might have great pictures like this already on their phones. If not, honestly, if I'm looking at this on my phone, maybe I could make it full screen and just screenshot it and then I have it. I wonder what your people might say would be valuable to them. Is there some kind of like eco-friendly downloadable that, here are some tips on how to care for XYZ. I'm not really familiar with what your people would be interested in, but why not ask them? I'm sure you have a core group that you could just get some ideas. And the idea really would be that it's something someone can throw together in an hour or so. Like, You don't need to take days and days on this. It's just something that could be of value to people like-minded to you, the type of people that you want to be connected to. What are they going to want to download? But either way, I very much love the concept. So scrolling down, we see we can get in contact through snail mail, we can send an email, or we can send a message. Great. I want to tell you I think people might think my initial reaction to all these icons would be like, well, first of all, let me just tell you, I love that they're responsive, which just means they get bigger when I roll over them. Like, that's great. That is good. People might think my first reaction would be, oh, good, they're on TikTok, and Twitter and YouTube. This is so good. I love churches on social media. I do love churches on social media. My first reaction, though, was like, wow, that is a lot to keep up with. Let's see how they're doing. Actually, I didn't say let's see how they're doing. I just said, wow, I'm impressed. That is a lot to keep up with. And then I saw how you were doing when I went into it. And something like this, where the Twitter profile hasn't been used since March, I might say, it's been has it been 6 months? It's been almost 6 months. It might be time to start thinking about taking it off, or can you just build in a couple posts a month or once a month, just something to keep it going. But honestly, if you haven't used it in 5 months, 6 months, is it really helpful for your community? Is it just a placeholder? Do you really need it on your website? You can still keep the profile and it points anyone that comes to it to your website. But if you're not going to use it, maybe it doesn't need to be on your website. As far as TikTok, I would recommend following their pastor on TikTok, but I also recognize that this is their pastor's TikTok account on their church page. So as long as they're okay with it, and that's what the TikTok is meant for, and that's what they want connected, maybe it's follow our pastor on TikTok. That's great. Just, make sure that's clear to everyone. I'm not super familiar with this content. It does look like a lot of it is church related, and so maybe this is the perfect fit. I just wanted to call it out because other people might do this, and I wanted to give some feedback on what I think are some best practices. So I would just be clear about hey, follow our pastor on TikTok, or is the pastor intentionally showing up as the church? I'm just seeing the wild pastor, so I know this is the pastor's account. This kind of thing can be complicated for faith communities sometimes because people interact better with people. So honestly, your pastor's account might get more traction than your community having an account and just being oh, come to our church. It's difficult. Depends how you do it, how you show up, and it can be a lot to juggle both. So I get that. There's also the whole question of once the pastor leaves, what happens to the account? Is it the church's account? Is it the pastor's account? So just think about these things before you show up on social media and connect it to your website. All right, let's move on from social media. I want to go over to worship. This is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen on a community website, and I want everyone to copy it. Only if you can keep up with it, or build policies around it or whatever. Worship. There's a button here. Need a ride to worship? Sign up here. Not only that, it is updated. This is August 21st, and I'm recording this on August 17th. This is live. This is functioning. This is exciting to me. So again, you need to be able to keep up with this if this is something you're going to offer and you want to, build any policies around it that you think are important. But a van pool sign up to get people to church, I love that. That is so unique and beautiful, and it's got me in the heart, got me in the feels. All right. I want to comment a little bit on their videos. So I'm not going to play this, but I thought this was a really beautiful, well-made, why make the drive to church in the wild. It is 3.5 minutes, so maybe a little bit longer than I would tend to recommend. I think they could skim it down a little bit, but I think it's a fantastic model for folks. There's another video that I think they could actually take some of this footage, or a lot of this footage. You can see there's a lot of great B-roll, which just means video of the community. There's video of some of the people in here. I think some of these clips can be overlaid, and we're going to come back to this page, but I just want to bop on over to the We Believe page, because this is their introduction video, which is 1.5 minutes, which is a much better, I think, time frame for your church introduction video, your ministry introduction video. But the thing with this video is the scenery is all like the river. Can you see that? I'll make it there. Which is beautiful and it perfectly fits their community. But I also had just come from this video where I saw this beautiful imagery. Like, it's well filmed, you can tell. They really took efforts with this video. So I was like, why not put some of that in your intro video and take it out of the We Believe page where it's kind of hidden, and let's put it on the homepage. Like, right here, maybe. I don't know. I want to see more about your community. You could put it even right here. I think, yeah, under this tagline. Let's make it right in the front so people completely understand who you are. They get these beautiful visuals. Like that, that's gonna grab attention. That's it grabbed me. So thank you for your efforts, Church in the Wild, with those videos. I think everybody should watch them, and I totally lost my place here. All right, worship. I also love, I'll always lift up when people are answering these kinds of questions. What do I need? What if there's bad weather? These are important questions for an outdoor worship service. This one is one everyone can answer. I'm not really a Christian. Can I still come? Please do. And then they kind of give some general answer about what they believe or how they feel about that. COVID-19 protocols. Is it accessible? What happens in worship? Look it. They're telling you what to expect. And that's, please do that. Give people a heads up, calm their anxieties. And then look at consistent messaging here. Check out some of our favorite music on our YouTube channel. And then the email address is the same consistently, which you'd be surprised how often we, see different messaging about how to contact communities. The only other thing I want to lift up is something I already said, but I just think is worth pointing out, that overall, Church in the Wild, your website is not only well put together, it's beautiful. Like, I love looking at I'm a nature person. I live in the country, and so like I don't know why I haven't been up to this community yet, because it's not that far from me. It's a couple hours, but it's worth the drive. And I just love looking at your site. I love what you're doing. You're affirming LGBTQ plus folks here, reconciling ministries network. It's right on your homepage. There's some minor tweaks as far as, just putting the information a little more clearly in certain places and tidying up maybe some of the videos, but that's so minor. And I hope that this video will not only serve as inspiration for others who need to work on their own community websites, but maybe inspiration for others for an alternative worship and service community that they could support. So if you, feel led, consider donating to Church in the Wild's cause as they experience worship in a different way, in a way that doesn't look like normal church and yet is clearly extremely effective with their people and spreading like wildfire in their area. So thank you, Reverend Corey. It's been super great to connect with you, and I hope that this video will only help your mission into the world. Thank you for all you do, and don't forget, if this video has freaked you out, which I'm hoping it's not, but I want you to know you're not alone. We offer website complete builds if you need that, or we can come in and tweak things. If the person who ran your website left and you need someone to come in and help you figure out what's going on, we will train you on that. Send us a message. Click, yes, please help me. We'll be in touch as soon as we can. And additionally, if you're interested in a digital communications review, whether that's a website review, social media review, a small one or a large one, we do these for communities, and we would love to help you out. So let us know what you're thinking. Just fill out this form, and we'll be in touch as soon as we can. That's aggressive. You see that, right? I mean, stop. Thanks for watching. I brought the knowledge. Your turn. Put it into action. Thanks, Church in the Wild. Peace.